Have you ever heard of somebody who abducts little boys?
Room below's got some horrible smells.
We don't want to go in there. What are you doing?
Complimentary room service. Here is that.
Hello and welcome to another Dollar Store Drive-In. I'm your host, Laura.
I'm Joel.
And we're the Newly Dads. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. This is a half-hour chat show where Mr. Newly Dad and I talk about a movie that we've watched. If this is not your first time tuning in and you are joining us for the second or 100th time, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you coming back and hanging out with us while we chat about a movie. And as always, we always appreciate any time somebody's watching our weird lives. Yeah. But if this is your first time and you want to find out more information about us, you can go to our website, which is thenewlydads.com. On that site, you can find all of the information about this show. You can look at other shows that we do, kind of shows. They're on YouTube. So Mr. Newly Dad does unboxing videos. He uploads older shows from this program. So every Friday he uploads Dollar Store Drive-In Classics. So you can check that out. We also do Sinister Snack videos and all sorts of fun things. We also do create art, and occasionally we are at markets. So every year we go to the Witches Market, which is in the first weekend in October. That is located here. We are in Northern Illinois. So Belvedere, Illinois is where the Witches Market takes place. It's put on by Wolf Hollow events, and that is a really fun event if you can get to it. There's over 100 and I don't even know 70 vendors or something like that she has that come to that, and they sell different things. They've got fun activities and all sorts of cool stuff. So check it out. You can find that information on our website as well. And Mr. Newly Dad will probably pop up some information about the Witches Market as I'm talking about it too. But anyways, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to talk about a movie. And this week, we watched a movie on a looks like a 3-disc set kind of thing, or 3-movie disc. But we've got some criteria for these movies. So in order to keep it kind of on par, every single time we watch a movie, we want to make sure that it's under $5. That's why we call it Dollar Store Drive-In. It needs to be a thriller, horror, or sci-fi genre movie, and it needs to be a movie that neither of us have ever seen before. We also like to find our movies in the wild if we can. Occasionally, we get them gifted to us. Sometimes, very rarely, you'll find them online. But most of the time, we find them out in the wild, as we like to call it. So this disc set, did we get it at Hidden Treasures? Yes. So Hidden Treasures is a not little, it's a antique mall thrift. What would you call it? Like a vintage
Antique
mall.
Fair,
yeah. But they also have like crafters and things like that in some of the booths. But it's a really cool place if you can go to it. It's located in Loves Park, Illinois. And yeah, if you're in the Northern Illinois area or Southern Wisconsin, anywhere around there, yeah, I would say that go check it out. The movie that we watched today, or for this show, is called Vile. Again, it's on a triple feature movie set here. So I'm going to read the synopsis, and then that way you can get a feel of the movie, and then we'll watch the trailer, and then we'll be back to kind of talk a little bit about what our thoughts are on the movie. Vile is a group of strangers find themselves imprisoned in a house. Unsure why they're there or who's behind it, the group is soon enlightened by a video advising them that there is a way out. But the threshold that they must cross is one of excruciating pain, and in the face of torture, not everyone is willing to play by the newly created rules. The group is ripped apart by infighting, secret alliances, double crosses, and shattering outbursts of violence. With the clock ticking down, the one-for-all mentality devolves. Just how far will each of them go to survive? Yep. Give till it hurts. It says on the front. All right. So we're going to pause the video, well, for us, and then we're going to watch the trailer. So we're going to play the trailer for you guys so you can get a feel of the movie. And I'm sure Mr. Newly Dead will play around with it a little bit. He likes to do fun things with the trailer, and he's a funny guy. So he likes to put in some funny things sometimes. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to pause it now, and then we will be back to talk about it. So we'll be right back.
Hello and welcome to my house. I apologize for the uncomfortable circumstances that have brought you all here, but I can assure you that if you work together, you will all be out of here in no time.
You think we're gonna make it out of here?
Not all of us.
I've given you all a new piece of jewelry on the back of your heads. This device is intended to do one thing only, which is to siphon off particular chemicals that your brains naturally produce. The chemicals that we need are only produced when the body tells the brain that it is in trouble. Pain will be your only way out of this house.
There are 9 of us, okay? And I'm thinking if we split it up, it might not even be that bad.
I think we're gonna have to be a little rougher than that.
And we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that trailer. And it looks like Mr. Newly Dead has his notes out. So it's time for Mr. Newly Dead to do his thing.
So this is a movie we watched. And when we do that, I'll take notes and I'll print them out at the end of the year. Mr. Newly Dead will collect them all, put them into a flip book, and you can find all those from the last 3 years on our website. There's 2023, 2024, and 2025, all available. So you want to see kind of the guideline we had, what behind the scenes stuff, recommendations, etc., etc. It's all there. If you're like, what movie were they watching? It's there if you missed it in the information about the show. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. So Mrs. Newly Dead also has committed to take notes. This is her second year of being at 100%. And so she has continued that trend. Whether you see them, probably not, but that remains to be seen. So at this point, I'm going to show her what I drew, which is only one thing.
He drew a skull and it says Skronk on it.
Yep, he's shooting daggers from his eyeballs.
I like that skull. That's a good skull. I like its little
He's like
expression. Yeah.
A weird looking skull.
It's hard to make a skull have an expression, but I also drew a skull.
I think so. You did draw a skull.
Yeah, he's got weird teeth though.
Well, you know.
That's all right.
Different
And
skulls have
then
different
I also
teeth. Shaggy, be
drew.
careful. You drew a moth person.
You guys can probably see that.
Yeah, they should be able to see that. It depends on what you're watching on. If you're watching on your phone, maybe not. If you're watching on a TV, which you can, at any one of our networks that we're on, which, you know, every week on our Facebook page, I will post where the show is available so you can, you know, check it out.
That's my skull.
That's the skull. You can't see mine though. So let's see here. All right. Vile is from 2011, currently sitting at 4.8 out of 10 on the Internet Movie Database. So almost 50% of people
You can see why.
said something about this film.
Yep.
This is directed by Taylor Sheridan, who did something called Wind River, which does not sound at all like Vile. Those Who Wish Me Dead, which sounds a little bit more like Vile. And then some TV, and that's it. That's all I got. This is written by two folks, Eric J. Beck, who wrote this and some TV stuff, and Rob Kousaluk, who wrote this, and that was it. So the very minimal credits for our writer-director combo. Now, as far as the stars are concerned, it's a little bit of a different story. So the first one I want to mention is Maria Olsen. She was only there as the person on the video that was facilitating the goings-on. She is a character actor that I'm familiar with. People see her, they might recognize her. But she was on in I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu, which was the Mayor Zachi follow-up to I Spit on Your Grave, like the only official follow-up to that film. She also was in Paranormal Activity 3.
Oh.
She was in Southbound, which is a pretty like favorable anthology film. Kind of flew under the radar, but it's kind of grown in popularity over the years. And she was in something called Shh. Yeah, like don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Then we have Eric J. Beck, who was in Bible Battles. Don't
Okay.
know. The Heart of Christmas. I don't know why there's a crossover with horror and Christmas, but there is
We find that a lot.
a lot. And there went some TV in it. That's all. That's it. Then we have Mackenzie Westmore, which I was like, she's an actress? But apparently she is. Most people will know her as the host of Face Off. She did 100 episodes of Face Off as the host of the show. She was also in something called Ice Storm, which is a sci-fi looking movie. 20.0 Mega Quake, which also looks like a sci-fi original movie. And Super Volcano, which also looks like a sci-fi original movie. So kind of see, because I think Face Off was on sci-fi originally, wasn't it?
I think so.
So maybe she's just a sci-fi contract player. Then the only other person I want to mention, I put everything down. I wrote down what they were in, and I was excited to talk about them. But for the life of me, I did not spot them in the film. I looked up after the fact to try and find like a screen grab of them in the film. They're listed as Agent Carlson or something like that. And I believe the only thing I could find was the opening scene. You remember there's the guy that's being tortured, and then there's the guy that's doing the torturing. You don't ever see his face, you just see his back.
Yes.
Well, I think that's who it is because there was no police or FBI or any other.
Unless they got cut.
They're listed in the credits. There's no other people in the movie other than the people that we saw that were the people being held hostage. But it's listed as Maynard James Keenan
Oh.
from Tool and Perfect Circle, who was in Run Ronnie Run, which was the guy from David Cross's movie. Crank High Voltage, the sequel to Crank with Jason Statham. Queens of Country, which seems kind of weird for him. And Screenland Drive.
Weird.
So, Maynard, if you're in the movie, we didn't spot you unless it was your back that we were looking at that was doing the torturing.
Yeah.
Weird.
Because it wasn't the guy that was getting tortured.
Nope. Definitely not the guy getting tortured. 'Cause he's pretty, identifiable. Even when he's got, normal hair, you can spot him in a crowd. Anyway, at this point, my lovely wife turns to me and she says,
What'd you think?
This is pretty vile.
Yeah.
So it opens up, like I said, with a guy that's being tortured and the guy that's doing the torturing. And they're hooked up to this thing that is filling up this little vial with apparently there's a chemical reaction whenever people are in excruciating amounts of pain and whatever that can then be converted into a drug that is then sold to people that gives them a high. They put salt in the wound. They have like centrifuges with blood there. There's like a little like makeshift lab. And they show the pills that are being manufactured by this guy. And they never like come back to that. They talk about later on that they had tried other ways to get the drug. So I'm assuming that this was kind of their original attempt was to kidnap people, do this way, and then that's it. But it was pretty, small potatoes. One person at a time is a little different than kidnapping. Like, I don't know how many people there were, like 12, 10?
Yeah.
10 people that are doing this to get it 100%, and each one of them has vials in the neck. So you got 10 people all at once instead of one. So it's kind of a production thing. Mackenzie Westmore is at a gas station trying to fill up a gas can, and she's the lure. She's the Sherry Moon Zombie of House of 1,000 Corpses.
Yeah, the bait.
The bait, yeah. She takes him to the house. She's like, this is where I need to go. My car is. And then she proceeds to gas them, which reminded me of Halloween, that Halloween Pussycat Kill movie we watched. Yes. Where they have the truck and Richard Grieco gasses people. So that's the first thing I thought of. Mm-hmm. Except it wasn't, the same, quite the same. We were very confused by the music, which I will maybe insert the music here somewhere because I found out who it was. It's the band is called Medicine Man and the song is called The Range, and it's very weird. Like it doesn't fit the tone of the film
at all.
because we were watching it and we're like, why is there this pretty like piano like sonata kind of thing, and later on there's vocals. It's very like chill, kind of lo-fi, sort of whatever. But there's these horrible things happening with it on, and I guess maybe it was supposed to be like a, like a point counterpoint, like, this is these horrible things, but there's this pretty music. I don't know. It kind of made me wonder if what they were doing is something that's real. I don't know. I doubt it. There was weird cuts after the scenes that happened. The whole thing felt kind of, I don't know. It just had a weird vibe to it. The whole movie. I thought it might be like Saw,
And that's what it's like compared to a lot.
which I think is what they were kind of like. The elevator pitch was like, "Hey, this is Saw, but with drugs." Like, there's more of a purpose for it. It's not just
Yeah, because like each of the people that
redemption.
were there, besides like the four that she lured in with the gas can, like the people that were already
original.
there,
Yeah.
at least a couple of them were there for like a purpose.
Which there's there's little twists that they get to later, and there's kind of like some people seem to kind of know each other, maybe, or at least they have some sort of loose
He
connection.
knows more than what he's saying.
Right,
Like one
and
girl kept saying. So
You're
yeah.
like, so do they all really know each other? And that's the twist, is that that they maybe think that if these people wrong these other people, that maybe they'll be more inclined to do bad things to them, but that never really goes
Yeah.
anywhere. They continue with the music.
It was odd music choices, that's for sure.
And we kept kind of like, because my kids started watching with us and tapped out after like the
I knew
first
they wouldn't
20
like
minutes.
it. Yeah.
Which is not a surprise. It's not their thing. I mean, I'm all for extreme cinema. Like the French extremity movement is fascinating. Like I don't mind it. But this just felt different to me. And so it's not just a clever title, let's put it that way. And I like Hostel. I like the first two Hostels. The third one is garbage, but this felt just.
I don't mind the Saw movies. I'm not a huge torture-y kind of like horror fan. Yeah, I like like serial killer kind of things. I like ghosty ones, like supernatural kind of horror movies, and I don't mind mystery kind of ones, and so that's why I like Saw, because like you're trying to figure out like who done it kind of thing, and like trying to figure out like the puzzles along with the people. This is just torture for torture. Like I felt like we already knew what the whole reason was. They needed to collect like dopamine and stuff like that to create like this drug that they were trying to do. And so now you just have to keep torturing each other with pain in order for you to fill the vials.
Yeah. And there's
Yeah.
a second vial in their neck that they find out that if you remove it, that vial, or that if you mess with it, that vial will inject you with
Poison.
that will kill you. And yeah, like I don't like the guinea pig movies. I don't like the Faces of Death thing. Never really appealed to me. So yeah, I mean, you and I both are okay with gore like this.
Yeah, I don't mind gore. I don't mind gore, but I don't like. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of torture.
Yeah, like if you know what I'm talking about with the guinea pig movies, where it's literally just somebody torturing somebody until they're dead and that's it, and there's no other plot to it. If that's your thing, fine. But this kind of felt like it was towing that line where there was a story there, but it was so minimal, and the characters were all pretty much unlikable. They tried to make some of them kind of have a reason to kind of be the good guy, but even then, I'm like, I don't feel it,
I mean, the guy that so there is a couple that you find out that the girl's pregnant, and like so that couple, I felt like that guy was pretty decent, and he was probably the most redeemable character in the thing, and the girl that was pregnant too, she was like really. You could tell that
tried.
they cared. Yeah. And like they had a couple of friends with them too. And like, so they all worked together pretty well. But yeah, I mean, it's literally just you watched an hour and a half or however long it was,
like an
hour and whatever many minutes of just people like using a cheese shredder and, trying to shred the skin off of people and pulling everybody's fingernails out and breaking their clavicle and like, just okay. I don't need to watch that for like an hour, or whatever. I got it. Like, I got it. I would have liked instead for them to be figuring out a different way for them to escape instead of just keep torturing and torturing and torturing and torturing.
Or a little more like character development,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think that's maybe where the difference is. Because if you have some reason to watch the people, even if they're bad people, if there's some sort of development of the character, like the August Underground films, people hate those movies, but the things that go on then and that are horrifying, there's at least some character development, and the fact that it's found footage makes it feel like you're going through something, but you can keep telling yourself it's not real. Here it's like, you know, they're like she said, they're just kind of doing stuff to do stuff, and it feels like the story that they have is so tangential that it's just like I just didn't feel, I don't know, it just had a weird vibe to it. And I wrote down the acting was decent.
Yep.
The cinematography was decent. The effects were actually pretty good. But as soon as that salt in the wound in the beginning, and you're just like, this is how they're starting? Okay, well, we're in for a ride. I was just like, okay, I don't know. We'll see. And I'm just trying to prove the point that, you know, just because it's like this doesn't mean it's going to be a bad movie. It just
That's
something
why I
about
said
this.
I understood why it was at 50%, because I feel like people who are fans of like movies with lots of torture and stuff, and they're okay with those kind of things, like you might dig it. Like there's a lot of people who, probably talk bad about this movie, but also I would say that they're probably people who would think, oh, that wasn't half bad. Like, like he said, the acting and all that kind of stuff, like the music choices are really one of the things that really annoyed me. But I will say that there is some redemption kind of feelings towards the end. Or at the end. So I did like that part of it.
I mean, there's a twist, and then there's another twist,
And then there's
and then there's one final twist, and then you're like waiting for, something else to happen, and it doesn't really, but like she said, there's some redemption, which kind of to me kind of redeemed it a little bit. Not enough that I ever need to see it again, and my
I was happy that it
dollar
happened,
amount
though.
will reflect that, because I did have some pretty ill feelings towards this, but there's ways to do this, and it could have been done well, and it could have been something that was something I appreciated, but I don't know.
Now I'm like also like wanting to figure out where the heck Maynard was at.
Yeah, and I'm like, I almost was like, I'm going to find it streaming somewhere. I'm going to put the movie back in, one or the other, and I'm going to rewind just to that opening scene and see if I can figure out if that was him. Because I couldn't find any screenshots, like I said, except there's one with the guy standing with his back, and I'm like,
Maybe that was him.
but they don't ever, I looked at the article, and it's an article about it, and it's just a screenshot. So I don't know whether they're assuming or whether he made the cutting room floor. I don't know. I'll have to look again.
That's
but
pretty
and
crazy.
if I find anything, I'll slap it up here for you. Or it'll be earlier on when we're talking about Maynard.
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
go listen to Tool instead,
Yes. Yeah. Or Perfect
or
Circle.
Perfect Circle,
Do you have
or
any final?
Pucifer.
Yes. Yeah. What's a Pucifer?
Pucifer? Pucifer?
It's Pucifer.
Pucifer. Like Lucifer.
Kind of.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway, Maynard's an interesting dude.
Yeah. I know. Artist for sure.
Yes.
So what are your final thoughts?
That was not the worst, but far, far from the best.
Oh, I said, I really hate torture movies. If you like them, then this one's for you. And then, so out of $5 or less, how much would you pay to see this movie again?
So this is where I'm going to sound a little hypocritical, but despite the positive things I have to say about this film, I put it at a negative $32 because I just,
Whoa.
I don't know.
You want
Something about it
you
just
want your life back?
rubbed me the wrong way. And I feel like just a little bit of tweaks to the scripting and maybe cut out the first scene or tone it down could have made the rest of it a little more impactful. Because when you go that hard at the beginning, the rest of it just feels like you're just continually browbeating the person. Maybe start out hard and then go a little lighter, or vice versa,
Yeah.
and lean into it. And maybe, because that's, I think, where Hostel was successful, is that it starts out kind of, and it builds. I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering. I've seen them several times, but
Yeah.
that's what most people are going to compare this
And
to.
I said 0 out of 5. But that's my personal
Right.
money. I feel like if you like this kind of film, then I'd probably give it like a $1. Like, if you can find it in the dollar bin somewhere.
Or like a 3 set.
Yeah.
So
Something like that.
which one am I using? Am I using both for you?
No,
Oh,
$0.
that's a first.
It's
Okay.
$0 for me. But I just wanted to give it like a fair, Sure. rating.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah.
I'd go with that.
I respect the fact that the film was made. I feel like it needed some fixing.
Oh, yeah.
but-
It was definitely well done.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit for that, 100%.
Yeah.
It is well done.
Have we watched this whole thing?
Nope, we have one more to watch.
Evil Things?
Yep.
All right. Well, that being said, if you don't want to watch this movie, what should they watch?
Well, I usually don't talk about it during the course of this, but somehow I lost my train of thought and just kept harping on it. So I'm going with 2005's Hostel.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's a
I said,
good
stay
call.
away from part 3. It's garbage. Part 2, I think, is better than part 1. But a lot of people are going to hate me for both movies. But anyway, like I said, I come from the French extremity movement. And once you've lived through Martyrs and High Tension and
Oh, yeah. High Tension's good.
Mutants and some of the other stuff that's in there, all of this looks like gravy. So,
Yeah. All right.
and that's
so,
not even the worst of it.
Nope. What are we watching next week?
Next week. Oh, yes. All right. So we have already watched the first two. The first two are on here. So the third one on the list is where we're at.
The third one?
Yep. It's from 1991.
Brain Twisters?
Yep.
All right. This is a Gore House Greats collection. So it's
But I
got
guarantee there's no gore in this movie.
a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. These
I
are
guarantee.
these are all like old movies though, right?
Yep. It's a
yeah.
weirdest collection of stuff because
There's no Gore House.
the first one is a Andy Milligan film. The second one is we watched already, and it was not. Yeah, this third one, the third one, this is going to be kind of like Adrift, but with a totally different plot. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
All right.
So,
It's from 1991 though?
yep.
Oh. All right. Brain Twisters, a mad sci-fi thriller about an experiment in computer-generated mind control that goes out of control and the body count is building. Weird.
Yeah, and
That's it.
Think 1991 computers, and you can kind of.
I was
see where this
thinking
is
like
gonna go.
Lawnmower Man.
You're not
Yeah.
far off from that.
Yeah.
Because that was, that was like 1990,
Mm-hmm.
1989, somewhere in there. I was still in high school when that came out.
Yeah. It's really odd to me that every other one of the movies that are on here are from the 1960s, 70s, and that's it, except for Brain Twisters, which is from 1991.
Yeah, I got
That is
excited
the
about it
most random assortment.
because I love old movies, and I was like, this is a terrible title for the collection, but it's
Yeah.
got some oddities on there that I really want to watch. So
It's got 17 hours of entertainment on this.
17 hours.
Holy moly. All right. Well, that's it for our show. I feel like we cut it quickly today, but maybe not. Maybe we got right at a half an hour. That's usually what I like to do.
If we didn't, we'll give you some time back, and you can go.
You can go
Watch-
to our website and
Oh, there you
check
go.
us out again on the newlydeads.com. All
Look
right.
at her pimping the site.
I try. All right. And until next week.
Keep it cheap and creepy.
Bye.
Doesn't mean you should go chasing the dead.
It may be your robot, but it's my house.
I want to get a close look at these sharks.
Sounds dangerous.
Well, I'll be careful.
Disgusting!